wait a minute because the thing. There we go. One.
What's goody, everybody, baby? What's goody, man? No Cooldown, episode 42. We're back in the building this week. It's been a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, it's been a little bit of time. Can't lie to you, man. It's ThatManTripp in the building, of course, with my host with the most, the podcast partner in crime, WenEazy, aka Overwatch Lucio Main out here, aka Mister of a certain beta, but we're not gonna mention that. I mean, the soccer channel. Too, but that's like light shit. I ain't gonna lie, it isn't nothing I'm like been super heavy into in terms of content stuff lately. I've actually been slowing down and like purposely taking breaks, which is, I don't like it. I don't know if I like it.
It's definitely a weird feeling. I'm similar to you right now. I don't think I've put out a YouTube video in like close to 2 weeks because work has been killing me, but it's definitely something that needs to be done. Unfortunately, the content creation ain't paying the bills yet. So, you know, if you guys would like us to be pumping it out every week, you know exactly what you need to do. You need to hit those subs. You need to listen to the podcast. You need to rate it 5 stars, all that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, sometimes you got to take a little bit of a step back because, you know, bills need to get paid. And likes are nice, but once we start getting there, then we can start just pumping out the content.
That's a fact. I want to quit. Trust me. Believe me. I want to quit.
Believe it. Like Naruto, believe it.
On everything, bro. But your support goes a long way, and we're gonna be on that trail to get there very, very soon. But yeah, man, you heard what Wen said. Rate us 5 stars. You know what I'm saying? Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just search up No Cooldown, and we'll be right there. Of course, follow us on all socials at No Cooldown Pod on Twitter. But we got some stories here. You know what I'm saying? It's been a little bit, about like a week and change, 10 days of stories worth. Some interesting comments around some certain topics that we got to get to. But are you ready? We got one story in the warm up to go. But you know what I'm saying? You ready to go, bro?
I was born ready.
Let's get to it, man. All right, one warm up story. Let's talk about it. So I just find it hilarious when like these things just cross over for me, and this is just funny as hell because it was reported that a British football player by the name of Courtney Baker Richardson, he's basically from the 4th division of English football, so it's like not the NBA, but kind of like the G League, but there isn't a league under it directly. The close comparison I can make for the viewers. But he basically sustained an injury this week, but he did it from playing on his Xbox. So reports suggested that he had a tweak in his leg from just a session of Xbox, and then he's gonna be looked at by the team doctors at his club. And it was just the funniest shit because I was like, yo, that's crazy. I know it was like hand injuries I've seen before from playing, you know, games from like pro people and stuff like that, but a leg injury, what the hell happened, bro? What you want, my guy?
From an Xbox, that's kind of nuts. I don't really see a lot of people having their Kinects plugged in. So it's like, it's crazy to me for you to hurt your foot while playing Xbox. You must have been raging crazy. So like, take this as a note, kids. Relax.
Factuals. What game you think he was playing?
Oh man, for you to get that mad, I want to say it's a fighter, but I don't think it would be. I'm gonna go ahead and say like something like an Apex, maybe something that has to be like very high frustration. So I'm going like third party Apex.
Yeah. I can opt for the obvious. It's probably a FIFA. You know what I'm saying? FIFA brand new. Motherfuckers playing it all week. I actually have to play because I haven't touched my PS5 in a few days, so I need to get back on FIFA. So I think it could be a FIFA. But him tweaking his leg though, was he practicing free kicks for real while he was doing this shit? Was he like actually swinging his leg? I don't know, bruh. This shit remind me of just like John Wall like tearing his ACL while he's in the house and shit. It's very random. It's very random, but that still is also funny. But we wish him a speedy recovery. You know what I'm saying? Thoughts of praise out. All right, but let's get to the main stories of this week, starting with the word of Criterion coming back through and revving up their engines yet again with a new racing title in Need for Speed Unbound. Now, a new trailer dropped with a whole lot of, you know, poppy and vibrant visual effects and art styles, and even a character role and some involvement from A$AP Rocky. who is the husband of Rihanna and father to Rihanna's child. I don't know if he rapped or not, whatever. That's whatever information. But a few details came forth that Unbound will run for 4K 60 in the Frostbite engine, work under a new high frame rate physics system, have offline single player mode with campaign, a full multiplayer experience with crossplay, and free post-launch content coming after its release date on December 2nd of 2022. So thoughts on Need for Speed Unbound?
Did we hear anything about this game until recently?
Not until not until a couple weeks ago. There was a leak, but it pretty much verified the same information that we're seeing here, apparently.
That's interesting. Wow, I didn't expect more games this year, to be honest with you. December 2nd release date. That's not necessarily a terrible spot to be in because I don't really know of any December games launching.
Is it. I think
Yeah,
that's it.
but like the only issue is the November runoff because like there's so many games dropping from now until December that I don't know, man. I gotta be God of War. I gotta be Pokemon. I gotta be like like if you play Call of Duty, that's coming out. There's a lot of games coming out, so it's like I don't think a December date is a bad idea, but I don't know if it's far enough from the main source of gaming. I I think it's pretty sick. I like the Need for Speed games. I haven't played one since Heat, I think was the last one. The one where you could like when it's nighttime, it's all dangerous or whatever.
Oh yeah.
They're fun. They're not bad. I like them a little bit more than like the Forza games, but I think that's just because I don't play I think it's because the Forza games make my computer melt. So
Also true.
I think it'll be a pretty solid game to get. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Game Pass. You never know. You never know.
Please, we need some assistance. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's a lot of games going around, but I will say this, man.
Yeah.
I'm kind of somewhat interested. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think games that have that poppy art style, especially racing games where there's not much, interactivity besides, what I'm saying, the slight adjustment of a thumbstick. You know what I mean? I feel like they need more of that poppy art style, or something that's vibrant, or something that's really engaging. And again, the visual effects of it is what really helps make games like that pop. So having that there and having that we're seeing, it looks really good. It looks really good. Again, the cars are really good. It seems like they have a lot of like dynamic, like the stunts and all stuff like that. ASAP Rocky was a cool inclusion, and something to have like a bit of a Rudy character for you to get into. Maybe there's going to be more customization. Looks like a really big thing as well. You can customize your own visual effects. Again, of course, your cars and everything like that. But it seems like there's a pretty deep level of customization involved, which I like. So being able to get involved in that was cool. Crossplay, of course, coming standard with full multiplayer. Should be standard. Glad it is standard. Free post-launch content. That sounds very good. I'm wondering, exactly how some of the high frame rates and stuff will come into play on, different platforms or whatnot. But December 2nd is a weird time. I feel like this is one to be, if it is a good game, it'll get a latent pop. So it'll be like, okay, you'll start hearing more about it maybe like January, February time before the rest of the year really kicks off. Because again, we're dealing with the November runoff. So it's going to be a lot of these stuff that people are still going to be playing through the holidays. Some people might get it on the holidays, but then we're going to start hearing more about it. If it's good, if it's quality, we're going to be like, oh yeah, January, we should like see what happened with Unbound. Unbound just came through. So, of course, racing games are not going to be the top of my priority list, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. But for what they showed, honestly, I'm not mad at them. Man. If they can come through and really, again, just have a good visual art style, solid racing mechanics, which Need for Speed usually does, and some engaging post-launch content, they can keep a nice little steady flow of people coming in and out of the game. So interesting, man. Interesting. I'm not giving this an L. I'm not giving this no L for it. Honestly, it's pretty decent reveal.
Yeah, me neither. I think that I'm happy for the Need for Speed fans.
Yeah, man, 100%. All right, moving on to the next story here, man. It's a little bit of a sad one, honestly. It was a tough seeing this, kind of transpire, but from the looks of the past, few weeks or so, got a lot more info coming through, and we've seen a lot of the G4 TV, the G4 network, the staff layoffs, and a lot of the reshuffles and whatnot. It's been some speculation that there might be some more reshuffles and layoffs to come, and people are starting to kind of say that it might be heading in towards a an unfortunate stoppage of their coverage, their network, and what they've been doing so far since they came back. So I mean, uh, just to kind of pose the question, I mean, where do you see G4 heading now, and where do you think stuff started to turn left?
I think that G4, honestly, they have a good run. It's just a very difficult market because the quality of show that they want to produce and the level that you can reach on a platform like Twitch is very difficult. Um, I the thing I've watched G4 from a distance. I watch it on Twitch all the time, but I'm not super involved. Honestly, the best thing that I think would benefit them the most is to prioritize like longevity in their content. Like I think that YouTube should be their main focus because of a TV show like that benefited. I remember when G4 was on the air, they benefited a lot from reruns and things like that. Like I think that that's really where they should start putting a lot of their focus in because I love live content. Don't get me wrong, and there's nothing wrong with watching the VOD or posting the VOD. But I think with something like this, you're putting a big production on, having all these people. Um, it's gonna be tough to make that money off of just like a live stream or two. But like I'm also not, I'm not too aware. Were they on network television again, or was
Yeah,
it
they
just
were they
online?
were under a Comcast network, I believe. They were on some select channels with their live
Okay,
broadcasts.
it's just tough because even then, it's like they're back onto cable, which is not necessarily a very thriving market in this day
Mhm.
and age.
Yeah, it's difficult to call. I will say this. Um this there's been a consistent thread of problems when maybe some rich people kind of just take up an old idea and don't know exactly how to apply a classic brand or a classic experience into a new format. It that seemed to be something similar with how, there was ownership here of somebody kind of funding and seed and providing seed money basically for G4 to get restarted and put it back up and put it in this network and all stuff like that, get it reconnected to everything. But I wonder how far the plans extended for G4 to be transformed into something that could stand in the new market, to stand in, the new this new marketplace. You know what I'm saying? They brought in talent, and the talent has, they you know what I'm saying, of course, obviously, with the talent of new and old. They had, again, enough standing. They had, I think they were at least popular and had enough depth to carry, a network in terms of entertainment. But the structure of it, like the shows and stuff, was it was just gonna be kind of like it was pretty close to just kind of like an old extension of, okay, there's a couple shows here and there, but it's all like a show slate instead of more tailored, maybe more production based content around maybe YouTube channels and stuff like that, not just the TV slate of a schedule. I think they try to shoehorn an old concept into a space that is very much narrowing, and it's hard for G4 to fit in that space. It is, it's weird. It's weird, bro. And I hate to see it like this because, you already know how G4 is to everybody, I'm saying, or at least everybody who's seen it before in its past iteration and stuff. But if you're coming into a space as an old network, you can look at, again, we had the same conversation a few episodes ago with the Ven network. It's hard for people to come into a whole 8-hour set of stuff on a network when they're so used to this new format of content to where they just come into that one person. They're coming into that one, brand who's made themselves, basically doing their own thing. You know what I'm saying? People, Corey Kent should get how many millions of views a day? Exactly, just doing whatever he does. You know what I'm saying? His specific brand of content, and people come and flock to that. But it's hard to provide a brand of a variety of people and attract so many different people on a consistent basis, dipping into so many different things. It's hard.
Yeah.
I know it's hard, you know what I'm saying? Not I'm not no damn network, but you know what I'm saying, but I haven't specifically niched down my content yet. But for G4, given the nostalgia factor, given where it was, I think they still need to make a major adjustment coming into the market, being more project based, being more, hey, listen, we don't need, maybe not as big of a studio, but we need a bigger budget doing some of these videos out here. So okay, maybe we could do like a not a budget of Sidemen style video, but a Sidemen Beta Squad, you know what I'm saying, like AMP type of video where they have an adventure or an excursion that's like akin to that, and they can up a tie-in gaming into that stuff. You could have, I'm about to say Austin Creed. You could have Xavier Woods. You could have him do some outside adventure type thing that bring in a lot of views. It's a really eye popping experience, and also have that gaming stuff on the side. I feel like it's a tough ask to make it translate to now, where people are so engulfed in a brand as a viewer on YouTube. They're engulfed in a singular person or maybe a small group of people being that. And when you try to throw so much onto, you know, the name of G4, you're like, okay, yeah, come back, we got this, attack a show, da da da. It's hard for people to buy in. It's hard for new people to buy in. For the old, you know what I'm saying, for the nostalgic, you're like, oh yeah, it's this, but nostalgia can only hold people for so long. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
tough. It's tough. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I want the best for them, but we will see what happens. I think they're smart people. I'm sure that they can figure it out. It sucks to see people losing their jobs,
Yeah.
always, but you know, my heart goes out to them.
100%, man. I didn't want G4 to come back just to die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I didn't want to come back just to wither away again. I want it to be a long-standing piece here. You know what I'm saying? When G4 came back, I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying, if it's something out there and I somehow get my name up, you know what I'm saying, I would love to be in that position. I would love to.
absolutely.
You
We
know what I'm
we all
saying?
were happy for it. Even I even threw. I had like maybe like I don't even remember how many followers or
Mm,
whatever I had at the time. But I was like, yo, I'm gonna throw my name in the bucket. I would love to be on
mm,
G4, please.
yeah.
But sucks, man. It
Exactly,
sucks.
bro. I'm hoping that they find the right vision to reshuffle from those higher ups, man. Because the staff there do good work. The contributors to all the stuff, they do good work. I still watch some of the video essays and whatnot that they be putting out. Like, it's good stuff that's there. It's just still missing a piece of translation to today's market, and it's just being shoehorned in a way that I don't think can fit the network and what it really can be right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But all of the G4 though. All of the G4. You already know what time it is, man. All right, moving on. Just a quick little, like, you know what I'm saying, tinfoil hat tidbit. Just talk about it. So this week was the 25th anniversary of Fallout. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the Fallouts except for 76. And the Xbox OG Phil Spencer posted a pic to commemorate the occasion, but a lot of, you know what I'm saying, keen eyes, a lot of snoopers, they spotted an interesting piece of equipment in the background. Now, if you look closely, there was like something on the top shelf. You know what I'm saying? Like a little like thin piece of like, or like a white thing with the Xbox logo on it. Many people, they think that was the rumored streaming stick slash cloud console named Keystone. Now, we might have mentioned this beforehand on the podcast, but you have to correct me if I'm wrong. I think we did, but this is rumored to be basically a tested piece of equipment that's a cheaper price point for every platform entry for gamers to get a hold of Xbox cloud capability. It's gonna have some Xbox Game Pass stuff on it. But again, in essence, an Xbox Fire Stick to keep it very frank. But I mean, just thoughts on the Keystone being out in the wild, you know what I'm saying, seeing a bit more potential verification of it. And I mean, can we see it? Can it do good? I mean, what you feel about it?
If I swear to God, if there's another fucking console that is for cloud gaming, I'll break the fucking shit all over my knee tomorrow. Like, I'll show up to Phil, like, oh, what's up, Mr. Spencer? Nice to meet you. He's like, how did you get in here? I'm just here to take care of a problem, and I'll break it myself. Because I swear to God, if I have to talk about another fucking cloud service going up, and then a year or two later have to talk about how it didn't succeed, and I have to tell everybody again that we don't have fast enough internet for this type of bullshit. I'm gonna punch somebody. Like
Uh,
I would have chucked that shit into the ocean if that's what I think it is. Now, if that shit could download 2 games, that's all just 2 fucking games. If it can hold space enough for 2 fucking games, then yeah, I think that's just gonna be fucking amazing. And people are gonna be like, wow, this is amazing. It's almost like having a console. And I'll be like, yeah, why don't we
oh
just fucking
shit.
buy consoles?
Oh
So
shit.
if it's just cloud services, I hope that shit never sees the light of day. And if it can download, that's how bad my standards are. I need not even big games, 2 indies. Give me 2 indies on it, and I'll be like, okay, pretty solid console.
Like it says Slime Rancher and Tunic. Just put it on
Like
there
that's
one
all
time,
I
bro.
need, bro. Please.
That's crazy, bro. And I wonder how cheap the price point was and if they have any hardware on it. But again, for the bare minimum on paper, if it has enough hardware to sustain more than 2 games or 2 games, if there's enough, again, backing on it to where it can run something at least somewhat smooth over a variety of different internet connection speeds. It's actually a very, I mean, of course, it's like, what is it called? Excalibur. It's pulling Excalibur out of the sword of the stone. Trying to pull Excalibur out of the stone. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's trying it. Everybody's making their attempts to try and pull this joint out. but who can actually do it. Now, if I could put my money on anybody to do it, I kind of would give it to Xbox low key. That's just my personal opinion. But you know what I'm saying? Just because Xbox has really, you know what they're going for. Their strategy has always been to expand their ecosystem, especially over the past, 8 years. It's been to expand their ecosystem to where you can get Xbox almost at any point wherever you can. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to just get a console and get bottlenecked into that. You can get it on PC. You can get it on, you know what I'm saying, whatever platform. You can get it on this, that, and the third. You can go access this. Access has been the name of their game. And, you know, if they can tackle this issue and they can somehow get it, they're going to be on top of another gold mine. That means Xbox Game Pass going to go through the roof even more. But again, that's the thing. Nobody's been able to pull the sword out yet. So I think this is still, again, like we said, years away before we even get any type of breakthrough on this. But you know what I'm saying? That's a nice little Easter egg right there. Maybe they'll just shelf it for now because it was on the shelf. But shoot, man, it was interesting. But yeah, it's still early days. Still too early. Still too early.
I feel like cloud gaming has become I feel like gaming developers get together, and you know how when people smoke and they are like, yo, we should do a cipher. I feel like that's what fucking developers are like. Yo, we should do cloud gaming, bro. I think no, hear me out, bro. Hear me out.
We should make a cloud console real quick.
What if we play video games in the cloud, bro? I just think I don't know. I don't think it's been done before. That's literally what that is.
One dude shut your ass up, bro. Shut up. You say this every time.
That's literally, I hate it. I genuinely do.
Oh my gosh,
you're gonna have to give me a fucking a keystone for free for me to play that shit. I'm gonna need that shit for free.
Listen, don't think that's too far fetched, bro. They was giving out stadiums for free at some point, bro. Anyways,
and they were.
Moving on to cue up the speculation train, man. Your boys back outside apparently. Your boy's back outside. I don't know when. So Kojima''s back teasing some very interesting images that seem to hint at a brand new game. You know, the phrases, what am I? Where am I? Who am I? Like it's a Jackie Chan movie or something like that. They're being painted all over the timeline. And it's also noteworthy to mention that actor Elle Fanning was pictured on one of those posters as well. And, you know, apparently, you know, Mountain Dew and Dorito Pope, Jeff Keighley, he was like, yo, brand new Kojima game. So I don't know. It could be some weight to it. The Game Awards around the corner. So I don't know what's happening. What's happening with this?
I want somebody to gas me up as much as Jeff Keighley gasses up Kojima. I swear to God.
My man's always there. He will never not be there for that man. That's commendable.
That man is there ready, bro. Kojima teasing a new game. Oh man, it feels like every day of my life. It's cool. Awesome, bro. Can I get a trailer? It's like every month it's new encrypted wild tweet in between him talking about the movies he's watching, the books he's reading,
and a random person he's met.
Yeah, on the Zoom every time, bro. It's so fucking funny.
I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you met Jordan Peele, bro. We're the game.
Yo, why did he meet Jordan? That's what's so funny. It's why, you never know if it's ever wow, Jordan Peele's gonna be the next Death Stranding, or if it's
facts.
No,
I just wanted to meet you, dog. I just wanted to meet you. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, bro. If you're Hideo Kojima, if I was him and I could meet these niggas, I'd be like, oh, if I could just send a DM out hey, I'm Hideo Kojima, I want to meet you. Nigga, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna send a DM.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Fact.
But still, to the outsider's perspective, this is bullshit. What's going on? We need clarity, bro.
I need to get that meme. It's what's he cooking? And
I'm
just gonna quote tweet every tweet he posts.
Does he know? Does he know?
That's what's so funny. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like I've been teased for the better part of a year at this point. I just want the fucking trailer. If there is not a trailer at Game Awards, I don't think I know video game marketing the way I think I do. If there isn't one in Game Awards, it just wouldn't make sense to me.
There has to be.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
Bro,
but I'm excited to see what's to come. And who else he's gonna meet and who else might not be in this game.
I'm telling you, they're 100%. Let me lie. Let me not say that. They're 94% has to be some type of trailer or tidbit that he will reveal by the end of this year on whatever game is next. I apparently look at it. I think it might be a horror game. I think you might dip back into that bag. You know what I'm saying? I think you might dip onto that side. You know what I'm saying? And it seems to possibly, be a star aligning type of moment with another story that we'll talk about. But I just think that it really could be a horror game that he like really grinds back into. You know what I'm saying?
I hope it's not, but if it is, I'm gonna play it because
Yeah.
I'm a Hideo Kojima fan. But if I really just want it to be Death Stranding, just so I can build bridges again. Like I just want to walk around in a wet post-apocalyptic world and deliver packages. That was a great time in life.
Dude, you're never gonna get over that boss game, damn it. Whatever.
That game is amazing.
I'm not gonna sit here and judge it like I played the shit. I will play it eventually. I will actually play it eventually.
I don't even recommend it. That's the
I
thing.
know.
Is like it's so good. I just like if you want to play it, play it. But I love this.
I'll provide my own determination one day. One day. But it is what it is. All right, moving on to some news in I guess the real world, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Not the digital world out here in this bitch. So TwitchCon happened this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to people that went to TwitchCon. It was saw a lot of good times, good people over there. You know what I'm saying? Making it happen. Saw some people on panels, some dope folk. But one of the more notable stories this week came from actually the Lenovo booth, actually the computer company. So basically we got word that a streamer, Adriana Chechik, and a bunch of other people sustained injuries from the foam pit that the computer brand set up for guests. So it's like, motherfuckers jumping into the pit and just breaking their back. So, I mean, the chick Chechik, she broke her tailbone and her spine in 2 places. She had to get a meter rod to help her out. And then a bunch of people were like carted off by ambulances and whatnot. We had some secondhand accounts I seen from people on the timeline. Like, yo, they was actually getting hauled off, bro. Like, what's going on? So that was one of like a couple of things that happened at TwitchCon like that. There was some abuse that the staff got. I mean, what the hell going on at TwitchCon with some of them people, bro?
TwitchCon, and like I don't think it's just a TwitchCon thing. To address cons in general, outside of the Lenovo thing, I'll talk about that in a second. To address cons in general, the thing about it is that people just who have lived their lives on the internet have no idea how to function in everyday situations. Like they just literally don't understand that these people who are at TwitchCons are not NPCs. These are like actual real people. They have jobs. This is their job. They showed up to provide this shit for you. So like when I saw like the video of the woman talking about the TwitchCon experience, she's like, "Yeah, I'm so fucking happy that it's over because these people were treating us like shit." I fully feel like next TwitchCon or next con in general, the staff should be able to punch motherfuckers in the mouth. I think that would be a great example to show people like, wow, this is like PvP. Like, yeah, you're gonna fucking get punched in the fucking in your shit. Like, I don't know why you're treating these people like fucking dog shit.
Crazy, bro. Ain't no damn chug jug in this game, bro. It's real life, bro. I'm punching your mouth. Like honestly,
like hearing the creators were like harassed by like they had no security. Like the creators were harassed by fans. Like that's something that even if it were something along the lines of like, yo, we're not providing you with security, you have to kind of like let these people know because like these are like big ass names. So that like, hey, just so that you're aware, we don't have enough capacity to provide security for all the bigger streamers. So I would recommend bringing your own security or even shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's a different conversation. Then you could be like, okay, well, we told them they should get security. We provided them links to places that would like that they could contract somebody to help them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's shit like that like kind of shows a lack of forethought. And it's just like you can't foresee it, especially if your entire internet personality has been online. There's no way you could have known. Like one girl got her face licked by a fan. Like you couldn't have thought that was going to happen to you. Yeah, I saw that shit on Twitter. Supposedly this girl got her face licked, and like there's just not enough people to stop hordes of motherfuckers from getting at the e-girls and shit. Like it's just nuts.
You're lying.
I have to find it now. It now.
Lick my face unwarranted at a con. I'm getting you stomped out. I promise you. If you a lady, I'm contracting some good friends of mine to come stomp you out. If you a dude, you getting tiger uppercut, tiger knee. I'm serious. That's crazy. In a COVID world like this, you just decided to come put your damn tongue feelers on somebody's face. Getting that?
It's nuts, bro.
All y'all everybody who's doing that type shit, y'all deserve the meanest 1,000 hand slap from a sumo dude. That's E Honda vibe, everything just on the forehead, bro. What the hell's wrong with y'all?
And like, there's a lot of people who are saying they got SA. Like, it's a bunch of terrible shit that happened. And the thing is that, like, there's just it's a capacity that it's an enormous capacity. So it's like it's hard to have security at every junction. And it's not even like this isn't just a TwitchCon thing. This is just a con thing in general. Like, there just needs to be better steps taken.
Yeah, a
to
better
make sure that
pathway.
it's a
At least
environment.
have the resources there. If you cannot provide the resources as a company, establish the liability and give people resources they can find on their own. If that's the case, I understand y'all, whatever, y'all want to have no case on your hands, whatever bullshit you companies talk about, you know what I'm saying? But at least give people the pathway if they want to get that extra support and extra, coverage. Give them that pathway because they're coming into situations blind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't know what's going on. And also, just another side note on this thing. Somebody said something on the timeline that I saw. I can't remember exactly what it was quoted, but it was like, "Oh yeah, some of y'all gamers need to like stop drinking or let go of the alcohol, blah blah blah, for these weekends." I'm like, listen, I am 99.99% sure a lot of people doing some wild shit at TwitchCon, they just doing it because the alcohol amplified them. Not even that. They did that, but the alcohol amplified what they was already planning to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of y'all motherfuckers is just weird, bro. Like, y'all need an ass whooping and counseling. Possibly in a different order. I don't know which one comes first, but y'all figure it out. Weird. But anyways, on to the Lenovo thing just really quickly. Like, that is tough, and Lenovo need to be banned from anywhere until everybody gets their punitive damages back from all that stuff. They need a class action suit on them like today.
That shit is nuts. I don't think people really understand how bad a back injury is. That's life changing.
Wild liability. Wild.
It could have literally paralyzed the person. Like, I don't think you guys, I don't think people who like, I saw a lot of people commenting like, oh well, like, you should not. At no point has anybody, if anybody ever says I got my back injured, that is some scary life altering shit.
You could not walk like.
You could be bedridden for the rest of your life because that happened. And like, I saw a lot of people saying it's not a Twitch booth, it's sponsored by Lenovo. Well, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Who the fuck invited Lenovo? Twitch.
Exactly.
So it's their thing.
The onus is on them.
Yeah, if you hired a bartender for your party and then you found out that bartender was drugging people, whose fault is it? Oh, the bartender's for sure going to jail. But who invited them? Like, you're still at fault here. Let's not pretend like that shit just didn't, like, they just got here on their own. Like,
and the craziest thing is, I believe from a source I had out there, they said that there was another booth like Wendy's or something like that, or whatever other place. Their foam pit was fine. Their one was fine. But then nobody just went to check everyone to see what was going on. You know what I'm saying? At least please check these things that people are getting into. At least provide a verifiable check on all this stuff so people getting into it, like, hey, listen, this shit ain't safe. Cut this shit down. But apparently Twitch is just another oversight that cost some people some health, bro. And I really hope Lenovo gets sued for this, bro. I really hope they do, because that's ridiculous. How can you just let that stand, bro? And again, Twitch ain't, they're not off scot-free, bro. They're not off scot-free. I don't care if it was their booth or not. They're not off scot-free, bro. They need to be a part of that too.
Yeah, they need to be held accountable, because the shit like that shouldn't. We're not gonna laugh it off, because I promise you, anybody who is sitting there like victim blaming, if you broke your back, you
would want the whole.
Be laughing.
You would want the con changed to your name tomorrow.
Exactly.
To no end. To no end. You would not stop.
You would not be laughing, because your whole life just got a lot different.
On everything, bro. On everything. They tweak it, bro. And that's besides the whole motherfuckers getting mad at people because they wearing masks on stage and all that bullshit like that, bro. Yeah, I don't even want to get to the half of that. But just know, a lot of y'all are weirdo. Please.
Yeah.
Let's let that be known. Anyways, on to the next story, and kind of connected with the one beforehand. I'm not sure if this is supposed to come out in this way exactly, but during an interview over the next iteration of the Silent Hill movie franchise, the original director of the first movie, Christopher Gans, he confirmed his work on the sequel film. So he said, hey, this sequel film for Silent Hill is coming. It's coming. And also in that kind of exchange, he kind of let some information out that he talks with Konami and the Silent Hill teams, the developers and stuff over the games. He talks to them regularly. and he kind of confirmed a little bit that they're making at least one new title in the Silent Hill franchise. So I mean, you heard some work for that. I mean, another Silent Hill's coming. I know we talked a little bit about it beforehand. I mean, what's going on?
Mm, I don't want to fucking play this game. I'm gonna have to play this game, but I don't want to play this game. Um, at this point, just drop it. Just announce it at this point, because I feel like we hear leaks and stuff every month. There's a new leak or a new hint at a new Silent Hill game. At this point, get ahead of it. Like there are times where I'm like, don't tell us stuff too soon. But if it's already this bad, where like every month I feel like we've had 4 or 5 podcast episodes now where there's been Silent Hill information in it.
Mm,
So if it's already this deep, you might as well just come out, show a little splash page, Silent
mm,
Hill, whatever, to be determined or whatever, and
yeah.
just show us that little splash thing at like Game Awards. Just be like, we just want to let you know it is in development. We have nothing to show you for a long time. Leave us
Yeah.
alone.
On everything, bro. It's a lot of cat and mouse right now, bro. Again, ever since PT dropped, it's been like, yo, they're poking the bear all the time on y'all. Y'all might as well say something and just get people to shut up for a couple years. I mean, that's the least damage y'all could do, to be real. You
Yeah.
might as well get ahead of the news cycle right now before something leaks and then your whole game is out in the wild. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody playing a whole new Silent Hill game, and you just like, what the fuck are we gonna do, man? We gotta shut it back down. You know what I'm saying? So I might as well
Yeah.
get ahead of it since things are slipping. You know what I'm saying? The cracks are opening. You know what I'm saying? In this little secrecy bubble that y'all got. So you might want to just do it, bro. Just drop it. Game Awards. Just say something, bro. And also, this is what I said. This is funny congruence that a lot of these games are doing this, bro. I don't know if it's on purpose or it's an accident or it's a response from people, but like we're hearing word about this new Kojima game that's coming. It could be a horror game. You know what I'm saying? This little tidbit of a Silent Hill game could be coming. Isn't it funny how there's a chance? I don't know if it's crazy, but they could drop within like maybe like 6 to 8 months of each other. I think that's a funny possibility if it happens. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they did Callisto, and then Dead Space is dropping literally in the same 2-month period. You know what I'm saying? There's just some. There's only one example. There might be more, but there's just funny congruences happening here, and I'm just like, I ain't gonna have to play a lot of scary shit in the next, you know what I'm saying, 6 months of them dropping. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Listen, it could be some closer things that we know.
One definitely not gonna have to be playing it. One's definitely just gonna let y'all. I'll watch cutscenes with y'all. That's what I'll do. I'll be like, you know what? We played Callisto. We'll watch the cutscenes for Dead Space. My heart can't take it. If I go, mark my words, I go full time before next year somehow, some way. I'll play all of them. Yeah, I'll go fuck. But I got work. I got 8 hours. Sorry, buddy. I am not putting my life through that on my only free time.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen, it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot to ask, man. All right, moving on to the next story here. We had an interesting new development about a title called Evercore Heroes, which is which is coming from the new team of former EA and Riot veterans. And the interesting thing about this advertisement of the game is that they're basically trying to expand into a new competitive area of gaming, a new genre, so to speak. And it's called the MoCo, or multiplayer online co-op. So basically, the format is just four heroes per team, 4 teams, and it's basically a race to complete raid dungeons the fastest. So I mean, kind of Destiny's raid races are the first to complete something, or first to complete a raid, which is actually within an integrated system. I think that might be the close comparison I can give.
So the only other comparison that might actually be might be more similar to this would be Destiny's Gambit mode. Are you aware of that mode?
I am not aware of this mode. Please do.
Okay, so Gambit is PvPvE. So the way it works, it's kind of like damn, I feel like there was a Call of Duty mode similar to this with zombies, but essentially like you're trying to kill a certain amount of monsters, so that, and then like once you kill a certain amount of monsters, you summon a big boss, and then you kill the boss, and whoever does that like whole mission wins. Where it gets tricky is like every time you kill monsters, you gain these like points, and you can hold up to 15. When you deposit the points, it sends a monster to the other team's side, and it'll like hinder them. Yeah. So like when you score points, it affects them. The more points you score in one go, the more dangerous the monster you send on that side. But here's the thing: is like, if I die holding the points, those points are lost, and the other team can come in and invade you and then kill you while you're holding points, and then you lose those things as well. It's actually a really fun game mode, I will say. This
Okay,
doesn't seem
okay.
super similar because it doesn't say that you can like sabotage the enemy team.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think that this is a bad mode though, because like I'm not gonna
Mm,
lie to you, I could get behind this because I play with
agree.
people who are like somewhat new to video games or just like they don't play games that often, like just my friends from college. And I could see being like, hey, you guys want to be competitive, but also not mad at the same time.
Mm,
Because like if you don't win first place in this game mode, it's like, okay, what can we have done differently
yeah.
in this? As opposed to
Mhm,
like, oh, they were just cooking us. They were just fucking gods here. We can't do anything about that.
mhm.
So like I kind of like this because this is like a little bit of like a casual competitive mode. I
Mhm.
might check this out. This seems like
Yeah.
it could be fun.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. When I first seen this, I was like, wait a minute. Now, honestly, I've seen like so many people like, okay, the first raid dungeons open in Destiny, everybody's gonna race to complete it first. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, and that level of analysis and depth that players have with their squads, picking the right squads having the right gear, that level of getting depth and addressing what you need to start with alone, just that is already a
yeah,
pretty fulfilling experience from what I've seen. That added to the gameplay elements of, picking, like go traversing the right enemy types and blah blah blah, this, that, and the third. Potential crossover stuff like you're mentioning with the Gambit mode in Destiny. Like that actually seems really, really fun. And again, I am a sucker for co-op experiences. I'm from couch co-op stuff. I'm there. I'm in there. So honestly, this could be something that really it could be something that really breaks a certain mold here. And again, it's a different area. Of course, it's a kind of a relatively unexplored genre, you know what I'm saying, in an actual official manner. But if you cook up the right ingredients, I think that this could be good. Just again, just keep the gameplay as smooth as you possibly can. And those internal systems and exchanges, if you can kind of like grief other players, that needs to be really present. Having an effect on other people's games, like I guess implicitly, not as directly on, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't gotta be in other games to try and fight them PvP or something like that. But having
yeah,
those implicit effects, like sending a monster over, create like giving them skulls if you're getting ahead of them or something like that, like
yeah,
buffs for the first player team or boosts for the people who are last to try and spice it up. Having those little tidbits of gameplay in there, that really makes a fun experience. That's something I play all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
I would be part of a real team like that. I would 100% commit time to like being a full team. And if one person ain't doing their job, like you off the roster, bro. We gotta get somebody new. You know what I'm saying? We gotta catch up. If we're, you know what I'm saying? If it's like something like that, that'd be really fun. And also the community experience. Also, if they can really nail that down and say like, okay, we're doing this raid on this set of maps or whatever, 16 slots. So we can invite all of our own people and we'll do a live race with just our friends and stuff. And we can have that matchmaking and custom game integration into it. That can also be a really big win. That can be a really, really big win I think people would tap into, honestly.
Yeah. Like I think that it would be a really fun
Mm,
game in general, just because it seems like low stakes. So like you can play with your friends and be competitive, but you don't have to worry about the other team being absolutely nuts
mm.
because like it's still
Yeah.
just your experience. I know like I was playing Overwatch the other day with a couple friends and my friends were just trying to learn heroes and I was like, damn,
Mm,
we were doing great, but it sucks that like you're trying to learn this hero in this regular quick play competitive
yeah.
mode, but that
And then
motherfucker's going crazy on that team, and it's
everybody's
really hard
everybody's
for
going
you
for the
to
kill. Yeah.
yeah, it's hard for you to learn like a new character because like you're getting cooked right now, and we can't really do anything about because that motherfucker's going is insane. So
Yeah.
like this, I think that there's room for this. I actually would love to see what this game looks like because if it feels like a MOBA of some sorts where it's like I definitely could see myself getting into it because I love
Mhm.
playing MOBAs versus bots because it's just
Mm,
a little fun experience. But like I don't know, like I'm excited. I actually I'm gonna keep up with this game
yeah. Now 100. I think this definitely could be something sleeper that people might miss, honestly. And when it gets like revealed, hopefully, again, if that gameplay looks solid, this could really be one to watch for the next few gaming windows of time. This could be something that really like it comes out the left field, but it really captures a lot of people.
for sure, for sure.
100%. All right, let's get to this little this trilogy of gaming gossip and incredible back talk, so to speak. This is a lot right here, man. Uh, we of course we covered the beginning stages of it. Of course, we're talking about the Xbox, the acquisition deal, Activision, PlayStation, all that stuff. We have three different stories under this topic, so we're gonna go one by one to talk about it. First and foremost, we've heard some word back from Brazil After our initial story and coverage of Brazil being that first major battleground for like the anti-competitive claims, and Brazil's regulatory body is starting to go through its paces and see, is this viable for them to acquire or not? Will they clear without any restriction, or will they deny it? And we kind of got that final wording back from Brazil, and they've basically decided that they're shooting down the claims. You know what I'm saying? There's no anti-competition there according to them, and they added that it's not their job to protect any interest or positions of any other party, i.e. Sony, PlayStation. And they also posited that even if Call of Duty or Activision catalogs are made exclusive, they do not believe that it makes the market anti-competitive. With that being said, Brazil were in full support to approve the merger without restriction. With that going there, and I'll also include the other side of this. I'll also include the second one. So Brazil seemed to dismiss Sony's claims, and now the UK CMA, their competitive authority, they seem to ride really hard for it. They just agreed with everything Sony was saying, and that got Microsoft heated, bro. So they kind of made this huge statement of so many places where, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, they were like, oh yeah, Sony does this, that, blah blah blah. They were even kind of digging at themselves a little bit, saying like, yo, we were like 7th place, bro. We was in the trenches. We was ass. Like, Xbox was ass for years, bro. It was getting real.
In the gym.
Facts. They was not with them, and they were just basically the Xbox going at the UK CMA like, yo, you cannot agree with all this. There's no way you agree wholeheartedly with all of, Sony's concerns. But nonetheless, the UK CMA did expand, their investigation to a level 2 to, I guess, put it under more scrutiny and see what the lengths of this deal are and what's going on. But people have also stated that, people should be wary about the CMA because they lost a similar case because Facebook or Meta acquired Kxngviii recently. And then they tried to do some similar grounds. I guess there was a similar, case basis. And then CMA also lost that battle. So it's been interesting times, man. So thoughts on the Brazil side and the UK side and everything that's been going on with this so far?
Beautiful retelling by you. I definitely skimmed the fuck out of a lot of this. I love that like Brazil was very much like, man, this is not our fucking problem. That shit is hilarious. I think that they should care, but at the end of the day, this is such a weird space for a lot of these companies, like a lot of these people, because they don't really know video games. Or like they're aware like numbers, they'll see numbers, but I don't think they understand like where this market is. Like we're watching this shit evolve right now. This is like Disney buying Marvel and Disney buying Lucasfilms. Like that's the level of shit that's happening right now. Like we are living through that. When I was younger and I heard that happen, I never understood that. Like I was just like, oh, whatever, they bought it, it's cool. And now look at where we are, Disney owning a lot of shit because they've made so much fucking money. It's insane. I think the UK pushing back on it is not bad. Like I'm kind of just like I'm kind of on the fence because it's like on one side I don't see it that bad because like you're getting franchises and shit that are really in the gutter right now. Like Call of Duty is not in the worst place it's ever been, but it's not necessarily in a great place either. Blizzard is fucking every day they fucking suck. But like at the end of the day, like this still could be very bad for the consumer because it might be a little unfair. Like it might squeak out to be a little bit unfair. I think honestly the acquisition would be fine with some restrictions, of course. I think that would be fair if they're just like, yo, you can have this, but you can't have you gotta understand that like you can't section shit off. And with the way shit has been acquiring these days, man, I'm kind of just over it. I don't know if it will affect the market or like the competitiveness of it. But if they get comfortable, like if Microsoft gets comfortable and Sony gets, well, I don't even think Sony can get comfortable. Like they're gonna have to produce on a level that we haven't seen before to keep up. And Xbox is literally gonna be coasting because they have so much under their belt. It's not even funny. This is actually the console wars. That's what's blowing me right now. This is the console wars,
and has nothing to do with plastic. It's nothing to do with the plastic.
I have not seen not one of those fucking Master Chief PFPs on Twitter or the people talking about foliage not moving. I haven't seen not one of those idiots talk about it. But I swear to God, if tomorrow Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man drop, everybody's gonna be talking about that. And I'm like, this is literally the console wars. This is a huge battle in the console wars if that shit was real. But nobody's keeping up with this shit.
It's the console Cold War, bro. You're not supposed to talk about this. You're not supposed to talk about this. This is all proxy. This is all proxy. You know what I'm saying? They fighting in Brazil. They fighting in the UK. They're not fighting on the sticks though. They're not fighting there, bro. It's all shadow work.
I'm like at my desk like doing I'm doing like drills where I'm hiding under my desk with my game pass.
Shit.
Like, no, my value. Like, it's crazy.
Bro, it's wild, bro, to think about. Again, this implies a lot of shit. I will say this. On one hand, I do agree with the fact that any deal of this size or any acquisition size, honestly, needs to be fully vetted and fully understood. What are your implications in terms of business? Because if you just get one over on people by acquiring shit willy-nilly, there's a lot of people who are going to be fucked. There's a lot of people who are going to be fucked in the long run. You know what I'm saying? And we might not see the direct effect, you know what I'm saying? But the knock on in years down the line, you know what I'm saying? When they if they charge like $120 for Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying, as base, and we like, what the fuck is going on? Well, you should have said something, you know what I'm saying? They would say it wasn't anti-competitive, so why not? You know what I mean? There is enough room here, more than enough room, for the UK CMA to be critical and provide a keener eye to this shit. That's what I think, first and foremost. But on the other side, there may be some room where I feel like there's a bit of a preference and a bit of like, I don't know if PlayStation's lobbying or not, but to agree with every singular point to a T, every singular PlayStation point, and immediately upgrade the investigation to a level 2 of scrutiny. You want to expand the investigation like that? I'm just saying that's a little bit of a crazy look, and I don't know if there's bias involved. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if there's bias involved, but it just looks crazy how one government says, "Hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? We don't think we are on one side. We don't think y'all, you know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be working in the interest of any third party." And two of them, and then on the other side is one that completely acted in the interest of a third party in a sense. But I don't know if they're with it or not. But it's just crazy to see. I'm just like, give us a thorough investigation. Cool. Do what you got to do. As long as Microsoft clearly states and determines what is the actual business use of the acquisition. Go down the line, every item for item, figure out what's going to be into what. And if they can delineate that, and they can show that they're not going to deviate from any plan of that, then that's fine. But where the details are still out, the jury's still out, we got to figure out all the details of that. So we'll figure it out as we go. This is what's getting me though. The third story. This was getting me. So as you know, the UK CMA is providing their comments and stuff, right? They were like, yo, listen, yeah, we think this is like worth a deeper look. We got to really check into this. You know what I'm saying? We think there's a lot of potential for unfair practice here. Sony kind of just chimes in. They're like, hey. I mean, you know, even if they do acquire for some reason, we just think that, you know, there should be, you know, some things here that we put in place to make sure that it's fair, you know, just to make it even, you know what I mean? So they said, this is just for Call of Duty and Xbox, by the way. This is for Call of Duty on Xbox. They said that, hey, we want no extra content that's not available on PlayStation. No hardware enhancements whatsoever that's better than PlayStation. And no Xbox Game Pass benefits for any Call of Duty on Xbox. Those are our terms for you to acquire a company that we have nothing to do with. Wen, give me your thoughts before I go off.
Bro, that's not your girl, bro.
That's not your girl. Why you talking to her for? Why you talking to her for?
What are you talking to her for? That's not. Big dog, back off, bro. Like, you can't.
Bro, she don't know you like that, fam. She don't know you. Oh my
Go ahead, Wen.
That's kind of nuts. Like that's crazy to be like, bro. You're not even in the negotiations. Like this isn't. It's tough, bro. It's tough because like I get it, but hey, that's that's not you. Like that's not you at all. Like I'm sorry, you can't be making these kind of claims. Like I understand, and like I said before, I think some restrictions should be implemented for something this big because I don't want a monopoly. Like that would be the worst thing to happen to gaming. But it's like you can't tell them what the fuck needs to happen for the like you can't be like, hey, I think if you guys did this, the UK will, let that shit slide. Like that's a really weird look. Like that's just weird to say, you know? I've never seen PlayStation in this position.
There's no way, right? This can't be Sony, right? This is Sony saying this, right? This is Sony, right? This is the same Sony that said we're gonna have 7-day exclusives, 30-day exclusives, 1-year exclusives on modes, exclusive skins that are coming to the newest Call of Duty right now, exclusive DLC. I'm about to say exclusive DLC cosmetics and whatnot, maps, campaign, blah blah blah. This, that, and the third, you name it, were exclusive for Call of Duty for years. And this is the same PlayStation saying, hey, listen, we got to keep it even. So don't do any of the things that we did for the past like 8 years. Don't do it. Don't do that, guys. We got to keep it even here. We got to keep it even.
Let's not forget all the exclusives they had for Destiny for a long time too. When I started playing Destiny 1, like they had the Hawk Moon, which was arguably one of the best guns in the game at the time. You couldn't get that on Xbox. Like you were not allowed to use that shit on Xbox. And they didn't get it. Yeah, they didn't get it for a year later. Like that's just like it's kind of insane for them to say that.
The hypocrisy is insanity. Listen, I don't care. I don't care if you're a fan of Xbox. I don't care if you're a fan of Sony or whatever. If you cannot see the clear hypocrisy in that statement, you are dumb. You are dumb. I'm sorry. I don't care from you can justify whatever business sense, whatever, blah, 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 but you cannot negate the fact that is very, very hypocritical. 100%. And it's just hilarious how now they want to operate on the stance of, hey, listen, you got to make it fair. You got to make it fair. But they've been piling the deck on Xbox for damn near a decade with all the exclusive talk, all these exclusive deals, always locking Xbox out of stuff, not even considering, cross-play type things from early on, almost 8 years ago. I just find it funny that now they have to be on the back foot to try and undercut as much as Xbox's gains as possible through regulatory bodies and stuff instead of actually putting effort into their own service. You know what I'm saying? Now that Xbox is starting to get their weight up in the gym, you're like, nah, we got to cut the gym hours. We got to cut the hours of the gym. We got to limit some of that equipment that he's using. You know what I'm saying? We got to use the same equipment from now on. You can't use nothing that I can't use. That's kind of crazy when you've been operating in your own global gym for like a whole 8 years, decade plus. That's wild to me. Outside of the regulatory, the legal body, the business sense, all that is crazy. And you would even think to put that to paper. I would roll that paper into a J right there. There's no way. There's no way. That is literally a crumpled paper into a Kobe shot right there, bro. There's no way. There's no way I would even look at that if I was Phil Spencer. I would piss on that paper if I was Phil Spencer, to keep it a stack with you. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful to me, bro. How you gonna tell me when I got the money to acquire my own company? You know what I'm saying? I got the money to acquire a company. You come out the cut and say, hey, bro, listen, hey, buddy, hey, you know how we was doing you for like years? Don't do us like that. We're not gonna allow that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna do all this when you get it, and we'll be fine. We'll be okay. That's crazy. Yeah, imagine somebody talk to you like that in real life.
It's nuts. It's nuts. And it's also like, I am a PlayStation fanboy. I will not sit here and lie to you. PlayStation doesn't really play fair in a lot of areas either, because like they got a class action lawsuit brought to them, I think it was in August, for the monopoly of PSN. Because if you go right now, I literally just did it. If you go right now and you look up game keys for Xbox. You can buy video games for your Xbox on things like G2A, websites like that. Um, and you can do it for your Switch. You cannot do it for PlayStation. The only place you can buy digital PlayStation games are on PlayStation or PlayStation like retailers. Like you go to
Yeah.
Walmart and you get a PlayStation code thing. Like you can't buy shit outside of the PSN. That's not fair market. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not them being what they're preaching right now. It's crazy hypocritical. And honestly, like it's just one of those things where it's like, bro, you got fucking finessed. It's sad. Like I feel for you, bro. Like it's one of those things where the homie clicks on a link that they shouldn't have. They sent the Prince of Nigeria money, and now they're like, whoa, wait a minute, whoa, that's not fair. And it's like, bro, but you were scamming people for credit cards down the street like the other day. Like this is you fucked up, bro. Like this, you just fucked up royally. That's really what it is. Like y'all let this shit happen. Y'all let it slide. Like y'all got complacent because you guys were like #1 console seller for 2 generations running. You guys were like, we don't need to do crossplay. What's the point of doing crossplay for us? Like that's not our thing. And here you are.
That's
taking a fat L.
And that's the hallmark. That's the hallmark of how Sony's been for the past few years. Of course, they've done quality work. Sony's Sony. But the entitlement they've had in the market with regard to competitors, that's what got them in this position. And now they're trying every card, every trick in a book. They're flipping the pages, running it back upside down, trying to, you know what I'm saying, fold it to find new tricks and whatnot. They're trying everything to try and keep Xbox in a lower position because they've seen that they found a pathway to success and actual stiffer competition down the line. They've seen it. And now they're trying to cut it out in any singular possible way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that Xbox, you know what I'm saying, wasn't like an underdog story because it's not. They're literally like the second largest company in the world. You know what I'm saying? In history. You know, okay, not history, but in the world. You know what I'm saying? But what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? In terms of the console market, y'all been literally kicking them while you in gaming, y'all were kicking them while they were down for 15 years plus. You know what I'm saying? For 15 years plus, y'all were kicking them while it's down. And now that they found a pathway up, they about to really get swole on y'all and be y'all height. They might be on the pathway to being y'all same height. Y'all are like, oh, nah, now we really got to find a way. You got to call his mama, bro. You got to call his mom. I'm about to lie on him. I'm about to say he cussed at me in school, bro. I'm about to lie. I'm about to tell whatever I can do. Sony looking real shook right now, bro. And they could have been spending all this time actually developing a worthwhile competitor to Xbox Game Pass. They could have spent time actually developing better relationships with other parties and with Xbox in specific to make this transaction even easier. They could have spent this time developing a lot more of a better sense of just what their strategy is now that instead of just half-assing services and whatnot to try and get on the board to try and make it seem like they're getting close to Xbox and stuff. They could have actually really like locked it down to create worthwhile experiences that people really took to. But they they rest on their laurels. They just let kick their money to some people. They've acquired somebody. They've acquired some people. You know what I'm saying? The house marks or whatever. But it's the fact that they felt the lead and they decided to stop at that lead. That's the thing that kept keeping margins high. You ain't got to invest too much. You know what I'm saying? We're already winning anyways. We're selling like hotcakes in the UK, Asia, whatever. We'll kick up the price everywhere except for the United States. Okay. That seems fair. You know what I'm saying? That seems fine to us. They're still going to buy it, whatever. And now you're faced with an entire brick wall that most likely will not move. And what's going on, bro? Me personally, I'm just saying this, bro. From a gamer perspective, a part of me, as long as everything is vetted and everything's clear, I hope it happens. I hope the acquisition gets cleared. I hope everything goes through because I can't wait to see Sony actually get in gear and compete. Because that only means good things for all of us. I hope this happens. I hope this goes through, honestly. Just for the level of competition that it can actually bring. And the craziest thing is, I bet money that the actual change won't be as big as people think it will be. You know what I'm saying? In terms of games that are taken off of PlayStation services and how PlayStation will be directly affected in terms of their offering. I bet money half of the shit that's going to be on what's it called? On Xbox catalog, Activision catalog will still be there.
Yeah, I low-key hope it doesn't happen. And that's mostly just because of my fear of monopolies. Like I just feel like once you get to a certain to a certain point, and this is like just me, I'm a huge film fan. Like I hate where the state of films and shit like that is to today. I don't think that Sony's gonna go down without a fight. I think we will have a great fucking showing from both companies
Mhm.
if it does go through. The only reason I'm against it is just that my fear of monopolies, because it's very hard to
Yeah.
undo once it's been done.
Mhm.
Um, but I agree with you that that Sony needs something to get their asses in shape, and the only reason that I would want it to go through is because if it doesn't go through, they're gonna keep doing the same shit that they've been doing. Like that's why they're trying so hard for this shit not to go through, is because they don't want
Mhm.
to have to try. Really, is what it feels like. Because
Yeah.
we see cool shit from PlayStation every now and then. Like we see like God of War, Horizon, and shit like that. But like think about how hard Xbox has been going for the past like 5, 6 years, right? Building Game Pass, having these fucking games day one on Game Pass. Like
Mm.
look at the last showing that they had at Summer Games Fest. All the games that are
Mhm.
coming to Game Pass, like they've been
Soon.
working on this shit for a minute, and like PlayStation had Persona on lock. There's no reason it should be on Game Pass right now. You guys have had that franchise on your shit exclusively for years.
Mhm.
How did you let that shit like get away? Like there's just shit that like I'm seeing that they just think that doesn't matter. And honestly, I don't know. I think something needs to whip PlayStation into shape. And if it's a fucking monopoly risk,
Yeah.
like damn son,
And
why is you this? What happened?
yeah, that's crazy. I'm not gonna get into the business legality terms of whether it's gonna be a monopoly or not. I mean, because Sony's still there, so it's gonna be like a duopoly,
No, it
whatever
is.
whatever the fuck did technical term. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right, right.
it's gonna be a massive shift. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're gonna get that much closer to fucking to Sony, to where Sony's been sitting. So you know what I'm saying?
And
There you go ahead.
we don't I was just saying we don't know if
Mm,
like I keep saying monopoly, but like EA is still not owned by Microsoft.
yeah,
Ubisoft is still not owned by Microsoft.
yeah.
Like there's a lot of bigger companies that are still not owned by Microsoft. So it's not
Yeah, it's not the end of the world.
at
You know what I'm saying? It's not
yeah,
the
if it
last action.
happens, like yeah, if it happens, I'm just being fucking paranoid. Like that's just me being paranoid. Like it's just one step closer to what could
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, what could
Like
be?
it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
like this happens monopoly.
yeah.
But it's just something that like I am afraid of. But yeah, like they need something. They need to fucking realize, hey, we need to do some shit. We need to get shit
Mhm.
moving. We need to
Facts.
buy Battlefield and return it to its former
Uh,
glory. And then I'm gonna be like, whoa, this is
uh,
crazy.
can I get $90 real quick?
Like, like, can I get my $90 back? Yeah, hold on a
Nah,
second.
imagine. You know what I'm saying? EA get pressed so hard, but we're giving $90 refunds to people who bought 2042 just to show our appreciation.
PlayStation would be the GOAT. That's when I would be like, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, the PlayStation fanboy thing, that's till death now.
Oh,
It is what it is.
he about to wear the whole Sony pony suit, about to start neighing on stream. Shit about to be over. Shit about to be a
Yes,
wrap.
sir.
Oh, damn.
I'm getting the Kratos tattoo.
Oh shit, that would be I'm dead. I'm dead. Sony for life, boy. I'm dead. Anyways, on to the trailer trove, man. We got a few stories here today. Of course, this is the section where we talk about a little bit more watchable media. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And we got 4 stories actually here. First and foremost, we had a lot of worrying news actually on the set of Blade over the past month or so, and apparently it's come to a head as the set is being temporarily shut down as the script needed to be further developed, and the search continues for a director. Now, there's been some concerns over the care taken over the script from actors and outside parties alike. Blade may have to just sit in the dark for a little bit longer before it can daywalk onto the big screen. So, thoughts on all these moves on Marvel to kind of sit Blade down the sidelines?
I think it's better than getting a bad Blade movie. Like imagine if fucking like the only other vampire movie I can think of is Morbius. And look
Mhm.
at what that shit was. Let's not get a Disney version of Morbius. Let's just cool it. I understand that it sucks because this was one of the ones I was actually excited for. Um, but at the end of the day, it's better to wait on a good movie than it is to make a bad movie and then just
Mm.
hope we just forget about it for Dark World. Like we don't have that fucking we don't need to do this again. Let's just hold on, you know. It sucks for any collaborations that were gonna happen in between the movie's release and whatnot.
Mm.
But you could do what happened in Multiverse of Madness, where it's like, hey,
Mhm.
you could show the character. You don't have to, like, you could be a part of stuff, but
Yeah.
their movie is gonna have to just be separate.
Mhm. Yeah. Nah, that's fair. That's fair, bro. Listen, yeah, I agree. This is the best thing they possibly could have done. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I will beat the hell out of whoever's involved with this project. This shit come out as. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. As one of the literal saviors of Marvel in movies as we know it, Blade deserves the respect of being a phenomenal film. Let's keep it tall. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. With you got my Mashallah Ali, you know what I'm saying? You got my boy on there. You know what I'm saying? You got Cottonmouth just in there chilling, waiting. He's like, yo, what the fuck am I looking at? What is the script? 90 pages? 90 pages? Y'all
Yeah.
need to really workshop this down. Find the right director, find the right look, do exactly what you need to do, because this would be a great piece of what you can add to the MCU. You're already doing well to rebuild like the street level people and whatnot, and like that presence, which I think is something that could be very enriching for the next few phases of Marvel stuff that can really build to some big payoffs. And I think Blade should be a big part of that as well. You know what I'm saying? If you got Blade there, I mean, if you got Daredevil there, if you got other people like that, you know what I'm saying? Some Midnight Suns action or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like having Blade there is such a very, very important part of what I think they're trying to achieve next. They've dealt with the supernatural, some with the supernatural in terms of like witchcraft and stuff like that, the wizardry and whatnot. But the more the supernatural side, like what they might want to tap into, they kind of did a little taste of Werewolf by Night. I'm still gonna watch that, but they dropped that little inkling right there. Blade should be a big part of that, and he needs to get that proper treatment. So this is the best thing they possibly could have done. I'm glad that they did this. I'm glad that they're taking a slow down for it, and take as much time as you need. That's my personal thing. With other projects, I'm like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Of course, take your time. But this one, I mean it for real. I fucking mean it. Take as much time as you need. I don't care if it comes out in 2028, bro. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna be that real. Y'all can find some way to finagle it back into the MCU timeline or whatnot. Make sure it's good, or we riot.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. Moving on. Damn, I forgot the news this week is kind of grim. At least in the trailer trove, bro. This shit kind of grim. I ain't gonna lie to you, son. So Cartoon Network is now under one team under Warner Brothers as it's fully consolidated into WB, and it could bode for a bad future for the animation cornerstone. It's tough, bro. It's tough. How you feel about this?
It's fucking depressing. Speaking about monopolies, this is just kind of another thing. Like, it's just, all right, cool. We're gonna get sucked into Warner Brothers, and we know how much Warner Brothers cares about animation after what they did with HBO Max. It's not good. Like, it's just not gonna be a good thing. I feel like it's all just gonna blend together. It's just gonna be one big, like, Warner Brothers like entity.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a good thing, because like a lot of original content is just not going to get made because it doesn't fit into like the specific pockets that Warner Brothers is known for. Like,
Hmm.
I don't think we're going to get another Steven Universe or another Infinity Train or things
Yeah.
like that, because they're going to be like, oh, you want to make an animated something? Well, why don't you make a DC something? And it's like, no, we don't want to do DC. We
Nah.
want to do something original. It's like, well, we don't really do that kind of content
Mm-hmm.
anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think original content is going to be looking good
Yeah.
for a while. I literally saw this and I tweeted out that I'm going to start reading more. I read now, not enough.
Yeah.
I need to start reading
Yeah.
more, because I don't think
Same.
things I need to get back into it, because I don't think TV is going to be the same.
Yeah. I agree, man. What the hell? This new CEO, CFO, what Dave Zaslav or whatever the hell his name is, bro. He been a bull in the china shop ever since he got into the office. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. He's been tearing shit up left, right, and center at Warner Brothers, like ever since he stepped foot in there, bro. And this is possibly the saddest case, bro. Cartoon
It's
Network.
sad.
Cartoon Network is a very, very big piece of a lot of people's childhoods, mine included. You know what I'm saying? That so many different shows, so many different things that were attached to the network, and we've seen how much the cancellations and staff has been affected up to this point. You know what I'm saying? Like 80 plus people were just like gone, vamoosed, just like that. And now they're kind of fully consolidated, and now it's kind of just whatever the bidding of the higher ups, whatever it is, man. It's like it doesn't look well. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. But I honestly hope that they can take their time and actually build to expand some original shit and not kill it off the legs just for some profit margin saving. That's all I can hope for, honestly. On to well, this isn't as sad as more like, damn, really? Like, really, dog? All right, but this is kind of unexpected but expected. But this week it was reported that Ezra Miller has come back to the reshoots for the upcoming Flash film, signifying that WB is sticking with the actor for the project. So, I mean, thoughts on this? This motherfucker just made it back in.
Bro, put that man in jail. That's the only place he needs to make it back in. He needs to make it back into a holding cell. And it needs to be processed. Like, why the fuck is like who's watching the Flash movie? I want to see a show of hands. Who's really gonna be like, oh man, I need to go see that Ezra Miller. Like, no, I own HBO Max, and even right now, I'm gonna like, I get it. I already pay for HBO Max. I might not even be able to watch this the legal way because I still feel like I'm giving money to them. Like, I don't want to support this.
Allegedly.
Like, I'm not, I would never. I would rather just not watch the movie, which will probably happen. Because, like, what the fuck am I watching this shit for? Like, put him in jail.
See, this is the thing that gets me, man. Ezra Miller can kidnap people, shoot at people, harass people in various, you know what I'm saying, vacation spots in the United States, be on the run from cops, break into houses, be arrested several times, you know what I'm saying, do some wild shit. And he just back on the reshoots. But let Will Smith slap one dude on stage and he has to be excommunicado from the Oscars or whatever. And he has to do a slave movie named Emancipation just to get back on these niggas' good side, bro. This is the end of times, bro. This is really the end of times. I can't take it no more. I can't take it. Like, really? How you let Ezra Miller back in after he literally just did a world tour of destruction? Like, he just did a GTA bid across the entire United States. He went from Hawaii to Cali to Vermont, like all in the span of like 2 months. And he ruined hella shit. And you're still just like, you know, maybe he can still be a good Flash. He can still put it. Y'all are piffing. You are smoking crack, honestly. And it's honestly a damn shame that you just opted like, we'll just say he can apologize, say a couple things on tour, blah, blah, blah. We'll be fine. Like nothing happened. Shameful.
Yeah, I want this man in jail. That's really, like, I don't even, I love the Flash. He's one of the most interesting characters in DC.
Character. So good.
Like, but nobody loves the Flash this much. There's nobody who loves the Flash this much. And if you're the one guy, bro, priorities, because it's a cool character but it's not this fucking cool.
Yeah, no, I like Wally West better anyways. Be cool. Anyways, on the last part of the trailer trove. This one I've been waiting on. You know, after weeks and months of silence, it's finally here, man. Groovy J, if you in the building, if you're hearing this, it's time. We got the first look at the Super Mario Brother movie that came out, man. The Mario movie, the trailer came out. We got a full look at the Mushroom Kingdom, all the different characters and performances and whatnot. We had a brand new release window, I believe April or sometime in the spring of 2023. How are we feeling about it when?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. They should have just kept that shit in the drafts. I watched it. I should have recorded it. I should have recorded it. Because, like, my face, I felt my face react. I wasn't even trying. Like, I was like just watching this shit and I was just literally like, there's no way. Like, out loud. I'm in my house by myself. And I'm just like, there's no way that this is real. Like, this shit. And I don't like shitting on things because I feel like the internet is negative enough as it is. Why, bro? Fucking why, bro? Like, why? This shit is, bro. It sounds like he did this shit via iPhone. It sounds like he called in at his crib and was like, hold on a second, let me get to a quiet room. Mushroom, like, oh, I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it. It feels bad saying it. It feels disgusting.
Cursed phrases.
Like,
cursed phrases.
Dog, I'm gonna have to eat like 3 Eddies and and just I can't contain it, bro. I can't contain my hatred for it. Like I will not be able to watch this in one sitting. I'm literally gonna be like, oh, please turn this shit off. I
Oh
need to hear Seth
gosh.
Rogen as Donkey Kong, and that might change
Oh
me. But this motherfucker's on this. It's the fucking Mario movie. I don't want this man on the
yeah.
screen at all, but it's his movie.
Yeah. I'll say this, bro. I'm actually gonna be somewhat positive first and foremost, which is crazy. You would think, right? You would think. But from what I saw of the trailer, everything else besides the point I'll get to, it wasn't that bad. It was actually, some of it was actually pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. The little penguin part popped me. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, yo, that's actually fairly funny. I get that to you. Jack Black looks like Jack Black is Bowser. I ain't gonna lie. Which is honestly the stupid choice. Of course, Jack Black is literally Jack Black. But I mean, I think he was pretty good from what I saw. But I rate Jack Black anyway, so I'm gonna support whatever he's in. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever he does specifically, because Jack Black is a great person. But that was cool. You know what I'm saying? Some of the animation, of course, is gonna look cracked because why wouldn't they put their foot in animation? So it looks good. You know what I'm saying? It looks pretty solid. But let's get to it. That voice was ass. Ass. Oh my goodness. A whole can of Bounce That Ass Deluxe. That joint was terrible. Terrible, bro. The French version, the dub, a dude you hired to do a dub of Chris Pratt's performance was better than him. Stop playing, bro. Let's be real for a second, bro. Why would you even hire this man? Why? Somebody literally brought up that first recording from a year ago. He was like, oh yeah, it's me. He's like, nah, I'm not using that voice. The voice he used after he did the fake impression, that was the same voice he used in the trailer. And that's so ass. So ass. Look at me in my eyes, Cameron. Look at me in my eyes, people. Now I'm saying audio version, yeah, you can't look at me in the eyes, but just pretend you look at me in the eyes. It's so trash, bro. Literally everything else was acceptable except that, bro. I would let the whole trailer off with a vibe, like, you know what, that's pretty decent. But you had to leave him for the end. You could have just put him at the beginning and just get it out the way, get the vegetables out the way first, and be like, yo, it's ass. But then everybody else, not that bad. You know what I'm saying? Not that bad. Even the little line, do you yield? That was actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
But everything else, ass. Ass. Oh my goodness, bro. Just immediate sour taste in the mouth after that went in, bro. It was like, I was like, okay, we're starting out pretty good. The Penguins, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Ice Kingdom, okay. Bowser looking pretty good. Okay, the animation looking pretty solid. Okay. Oh, is it Mario? Nah, there it is. Oh, Mushroom Kingdom here. Nope. Cut it off. Not good. No bueno. That voice is garbage, bro. He's gonna take points off the whole movie. There's gonna be a whole 2 points taken off the whole movie for it, bro.
Just 2?
Might be more. I'm being conservative. Let me be.
This movie is already...
It's already, you know what I'm saying? It got enough to prove. It already has enough to prove.
Like, I'm not driving to this movie. Like, if I watch it in theaters, I'm not driving because Bro's gonna have to drive because I don't even want to be able to conduct heavy machinery on how inebriated I'm gonna have to be to enjoy this fucking movie. Like, I'm gonna have to be dangerous behind the wheel to be able to watch this movie in one sitting.
Dangerous behind the wheel off an Eddie is a crazy statement. That's crazy.
The work must be done. Like, that's like, I can't do it, bro. I don't know. I don't know if there's a story where Mario loses his voice. But on God, if that's how this movie ends, I will be so fucking happy. Like, okay, you made me suffer for one movie, but now we set up a Mario that's sick for the rest. Yes, all right, cool.
And this is the thing that kills me though, because Chris Martinet's in the cast, so that's the actual English voice of Mario for the past 40 years. That's been Mario. So what the hell y'all got him cast for? And then you got this dude Chris Pratt coming in doing voice lines for him. What do you mean? Just move him out the way.
Oh my God, bro! Like this, the thing that's really annoying about it is that when he got casted, Chris Pratt wasn't even the biggest actor in the world. Like, you know
he was not.
Bro, I'd rather
he was doing this for 3 movies. He was doing that for 3 movies, bro. He wasn't even talking. He was just...
I'd rather The Rock be Mario at this point. I'd rather Kevin Hart be Mario, actually. I'd rather 100%. Be like, that's a big ass turtle. Like, I'd rather Kevin Hart be fucking She told me I got the fire flower and I'm throwing fire. That's a big ass turtle. I'd rather anybody else be Mario. The man talks like every time I hear Chris Pratt's voice, it's like I'm talking to like a brother-in-law. Like your sister married a dude, like regular dude. Very background character around. It's just
Oh my
not
gosh.
not my Mario. I'm
Nah,
sorry.
hashtag not my
Not my
Mario, baby.
Mario, bro.
Hashtag not my Mario.
And
Oh
like
my.
Mario in Odyssey has a sombrero. I swear to God, if Chris Pratt's Mario puts a sombrero on at any point in time,
The
it's
pitchforks.
racist.
That's racially motivated. This performance is null and void.
This shit is
No,
ass, bro.
null and void. That voice ass, but the overall trailer, not bad.
It looks great.
It actually,
and then he
you know what I'm
talks,
saying?
and it's like,
And then it
fuck.
just killed everything. It killed everything. The trailer actually looks, you know what I'm saying, solid. But that just killed. It killed the whole vibe. It killed the whole vibe. Everything. It killed everything. I ain't gonna lie to you, son. Because we know we're gonna be seeing that for 70% of the movie. We saw Luigi for like 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 2 seconds we saw Luigi.
It's gonna be that for a majority of the movie and maybe even sequels. Like people are like, yo, what if we got a Smash movie? That would be sick. But we'd have to have Chris Pratt as Mario in that. Like you can't not have Mario in Smash. And he's gonna be in it. How married? Like I would love. Like how married are you guys to Chris Pratt? Like how on a scale of 1 to 10?
How deep is
are we
how
willing-
deep is this, bro? How deep is this? How deep is this bag? Be real. You know what I'm saying? That voice is so trash. Anyways, man. Anyways, out of the trailer trove, you know what I'm saying, into the rest of these stories for the rest of the week, man. So let's talk about CD Projekt Red. They had a strategy meeting actually last week to dive into what's next for the company. They had some pretty hefty early announcements. So to go down the list, they basically announced that they're going to be developing a few things. First and foremost, a completely brand new IP that they're codenamed Hadar, which if you know, I did a little bit of research myself. I ain't gonna lie. This is basically Hadar is an archaeological site that they found that one female skeleton Lucy about. So I don't know if it's like about human evolution or maybe that actual site where it was in the Earth. Could be something interesting. I have no idea, but we'll figure it out. They reaffirmed Phantom Liberty DLC for Cyberpunk 2077 in its final production, and they also confirmed a Cyberpunk sequel codenamed Orion will be coming in the future. And thirdly, they announced a brand new slate of Witcher games, including Sirius, which is an innovative take on the Witcher universe being developed by the Molasses Flood primarily, which made some smaller games like The Flame and the Flood and Drake Hollow. Next up, they announced Project Polaris, which is the start of a brand new Witcher trilogy that will be completed in a roughly 6-year span after Polaris releases. And the last one is Canis Majoris, which is a single-player RPG from a third-party team of ex-Witcher developers. So a lot of Witcher updates, a lot of Cyberpunk updates, and a brand new IP coming out the cut. How do you feel about CD Projekt Red's position and strategy now, Wen?
I think that the most important strategy that they could have at any point in time would be not to release really bad games. I think that should have been the beginning of like, hey, a strategy meeting, no longer releasing bad games and no longer announcing games way too early. But here we are announcing games way too early.
Look it up.
I think more Witcher is sick. Great franchise. Honestly, I think about rebeating that game a lot. I just do not have another year of my life. I haven't played Cyberpunk. I will play it eventually whenever it becomes cheap enough for me to validate the purchase.
Mhm.
I will watch the anime though. That will get watched. I just don't have the time for it right now. New Witcher is cool. New IP is cool. Like all this shit is cool, but we've been here before with CD Projekt Red where they announced shit. I don't think they needed to announce this shit unless this was like a shareholders meeting. Or
I think it was
like
half
that.
shareholder. I think it was half shareholders, half they just made it public.
That's fine.
Wait, they're an IPO now, right? They're a publicly traded company. They probably just made this like fully available for the fans too. They just dropped it on their Twitter.
Yeah, that's different from like being like, yo, there's a new game coming.
Yeah.
So like this, I'm not too upset about. We will see how the marketing progresses though, because that's what really is going to be the thing. Because like people will miss this. People will miss this story
100%.
because they're not paying attention. You drop a trailer, you drop a cinematic anything, before shit is set in
Actually ready?
stone, you're literally not learning from your mistakes, and you're literally going to go down the same route that games like that companies like Bethesda have been criticized for, that companies like Ubisoft have been criticized for, and you're going to become another one of the big millionaire gaming companies that like don't really
Mhm.
do much. It's going to be a bunch of mid games. I hope not though. I hear good things about Cyberpunk nowadays, and I will try it.
Mm.
But again, I'm gonna do it on my terms, and I
Mm.
just don't want to see them fail again, because I actually really love The Witcher 3. It's probably one of my top 10 games of all time. Like, it's such a
Mhm.
good game.
Yeah.
But seeing that downfall and seeing like the it just didn't strike me as the CD Project Red that I knew, that my friend put me on to,
Mhm.
that was like, yo, no, they give a fuck about the quality of their games. Da, da, da. Like, this just wasn't them. It didn't even feel like them.
Mhm.
It,
Now,
it felt like
mm.
it felt like Fallout 76. Like,
Ooh.
that's literally like when you play Fallout 4 and you're like, wow, this is pretty cool. Like, this is my first introduction to the series, and then I play 76 and it's like, oh, it's like you guys didn't even make this.
Yeah. 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 So I'll say this. You covered all the bases of what actually was going on pretty well, but I want to add with this. We know that, Cyberpunk's and CD Projekt Red, for that matter, their reputation is damaged because of what happened. They are. And I feel like what everybody feels like at this point, they have a lot to prove. At one point in time, people were saying that CD Projekt Red is the best gaming studio in the world, better than SIE. You know what I'm saying? Better than what's it called? Sony, yeah, Sony Santa Monica. Better than Sucker Punch. Better than Naughty Dog. Better than all of them people. EA, BioWare, whatever you want to call it, whatever you name it. They said they were the best at one point. They said they were the best, and they were the best all the way up until Cyberpunk came out, and they immediately got stunted. What their job to do now is be as clear cut as possible to establish their quality back into what they're doing. That seeps into everything. That seeps into the marketing. That seeps into the portrayal of their games and how it's looking, keeping people in the loop, and being honest with their deadlines. That's so important, bro. If the game isn't ready and you're rushing like all these projects, now we know exactly what's coming down the pipeline. We don't know exactly when, but now we know what's coming. So if we're seeing this slate and things aren't looking good, we're on everything else that's coming right now. All that stuff is getting such a critical eye. Everything's getting the most critical eye you could possibly ever imagine. You know what I'm saying? First up, that Phantom Liberty thing it's gonna get that scrutiny. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Cyberpunk's on the comeback, so hopefully that'll come out good as well. You know what I'm saying? But everything, especially that next Witcher, is gonna get looked at with a real keen eye, bro. It's gonna get that it's not gonna get that the plot armor's off. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to miss my words, but the plot armor is off now for Project Red. You know what I'm saying? For CD Projekt Red, there's no more plot armor. You guys can't skate off of Witcher 3 success, anymore. You know what I'm saying? Now people are looking at you off your next stuff. They're not doing the stuff that's nostalgia based in terms of your determination as the best, developer or not. Now, what comes up next because of what happened with Cyberpunk is going to be critical for y'all long-term standing past all of these projects that y'all just named, past a 6-year span, past or whatever. But that next 10-year plan, like that's going on after that point, everything it depends on this. This is pivotal times for CD Projekt Red. They need to nail, especially with the first Witcher back. Was it Polaris? I was say I'm blind to shit. Yeah, Polaris, and for the next the Cyberpunk DLC. That needs to be stellar. Those two specifically need to be out of this world to establish them at least back on the way as a reputable brand who people can actually, really get into their games with without any of the hassle of, oh, is our game gonna be super glitchy? Is our game gonna be like unplayable? Are we gonna have to get a whole recall on the PlayStation Store again? Their rollouts beyond the games themselves, they have to be near flawless for CD Projekt Red to even scratch where they were at Witcher 3's point.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for them, but honestly, hey, you made your bed, baby. You gotta lay in it. And honestly,
I'm
I would love to see you
I'm
come
laying.
out on the other side of it. Like, hey, I did this, and here's my gift to the fans. Here is a quality game built with love, built to last, built for a good release. If you guys can show me, hey, we fucked up and we're fixing it, that's the shit. That's the CD Projekt
Mhm,
Red that I would love to see.
mhm,
So I wish them the best in these endeavors. We will see how they act though, because I don't think that if you drop what's this like like what am I looking like 6, 7, 8 games that they just announced essentially.
Sequel, one DLC, four. Well, yeah, one. Yeah, actually, wait, hold on, wait. New
One,
IP. Yeah, new
yeah.
IP. New IP. Three Witcher games in the next one. Serious, Canis Majoris, and then DLC.
So like
So six
seven
new game.
properties.
Yeah, seven new brand new gaming experiences. Seven brand new experiences.
I don't know what budget you guys have for animes. I don't know if you guys got 7
Oh
series of
shit! And the
animes to
cyber.
make.
Actually, wait. It might be actually. Yeah, you might be right. It's 8. You're right. It's 8. It's 8. Because did I mention the Cyberpunk sequel?
Yeah, you did say that. Well, I don't know
Okay.
if you counted it off, but it is something you
My
mentioned.
math.
So
Yeah, my math may be off. I'm sick. Don't quote me. All right.
if you think you got 8 anime series to fucking to lift up these games, I'm not gonna lie to you, bud. I'm not watching all of them. At that point, you might. I'm gonna be praising Netflix before I'm praising you guys again. So please don't make anime have to save your game again.
Facts. Facts. Do it. Don't do it. Now I will be, you know what I'm saying, slight counteract. I'll be like, listen, they were fixing their issues before the anime came out, but still, the major boosting credibility and the major turnaround can be, you know what I'm saying, attributed in part to edge runners. Everybody's loving edge runners. It was like, fuck it, let's try the game. You know what I'm saying? So I think it gave it a very timely and big boost. I will agree. I won't say it was the entire source, but it was a
No,
big
for
one.
sure. For sure, but that is my reason for trying Cyberpunk. Is like the anime looks sick. I'm
Yeah, it's
willing to give
fair.
it another go.
That's fair. That's fair. I get it to you. I get it up. I get it up. All right. On to the last two stories of the week. Let's talk about it real quick. So last week we got word from Herman Hulst, which is a PlayStation Studios chief, that he said that basically PlayStation games are still going to be released with a 1 year gap between console and PC drops. However, he said that new live service games that will be acquired from IPs and Sony internal teams will drop simultaneously on PlayStation and PC. So we aren't getting the actual, the first party titles as of yet, but in the sense of live service, we actually get some day one congruence. So how do you feel about this?
That's like a really smart idea because nobody wants to play a game that's old. Especially like live service games. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I'm telling you right now, if they would have dropped Destruction All Stars on PC with some good, like I'm just saying, like that game was kind of gas. I didn't get to
Mm-hmm.
enjoy it. It looked kind of fun. But if you would have dropped that on PC, had a bigger market, like even if they were to drop that today on PC, I'm
Yeah.
not playing that shit. Like nobody's really gonna play that shit. So like I think that this is a great step forward. They're realizing the PC market is viable. Let's
Mm-hmm.
move on it because that's one of the really big reasons why. Hey, in my opinion, I think that's one of the huge reasons why Halo was as popular as it was when it first dropped was because it was on PC and people were on Xbox on PC. The crossplay, it was good. It was great. So yeah, I think that this is a great move forward. Wow, PlayStation making smart, like moving forward with the times. We love to see it.
Yeah. Nah, 100%. 100%. We're getting closer to you guys dropping stuff within a year, within 6 months, and simultaneously as actual console drops. But again, I agree with Wen. This is a smart move, but let's get to that first party. Let's get to the first party. Let's start to move it along. You know what I'm saying? By the time you guys drop Infamous 3, I need some simultaneous drops. All right. I need you guys to really get a move on there. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let
Yeah,
nobody get acquired now. Y'all change up on us. You know what I'm saying? You can do it by
yeah.
yourself. You can do it on your own
Mhm.
volition. I promise you. All right, man. But on to the last story, and I definitely wanted to circle back on this. I know I was a little bit later behind this, but simply put, there's a rumor floating around that Horizon Zero Dawn's getting an apparent remaster slash remake for PlayStation 5. And I just want to know your thoughts on it, Win. How do you feel about Horizon Zero Dawn getting a remake slash remaster for PlayStation 5?
Horizon Zero Dawn was the original one, right? This came out.
Yes.
This came out. No way. This did not come out less than 5 years. This did not come out 5 years ago. So we're talking about a remake for a game that's not even 10 years old.
Let me just double check so my math is not wrong, bro.
I'm looking at the
When
wiki. It says it came out in 2017.
Yep, that is yep.
So
Yep.
I think that I don't think Sony understands when we say we want remakes and remasters what we mean. Like, if you would have told me we're remastering Killzone or remaking Killzone, I'd be like, whoa, hold on a second now. You know, we're remastering or remaking Resistance. Hold on a second now. Like, we're working on some franchises that people really want. You know, the 10 to 11 care. We just got Horizon. And I know it's the new one and there's new shit, but the old one is just the new one without the new shit. If you're gonna remake it, what are you gonna do? Just add the new shit that's in the second one? I just don't understand what the purpose of it is, really. Can does Sony only I feel like, do they not know that they made the PS3? Like, was it made by a different company at the like why are we not tapping into this treasure trove, like this gold mine of bangers? Like, there's so many bangers on PS3 that people are dying to play again.
Absolute gold mine. You know, PlayStation or PlayStation, you know what they are.
It's crazy. No, I'm not buying this shit. I didn't even buy Horizon when it first came out. I got it on PlayStation Plus. And I didn't even buy the second one. I got it when I got the PS5. The game is good, don't get me wrong, but it's not, I need to play it. It's been 5 years since they made it. I need a remake. It's not that good. Like, you're telling me we could have a God of War 1 through 3 remastered, and we're
just skipped
getting
over
another
that.
Horizon? Bro, I guess.
An entire, Jack and Daxter remake, Sly Cooper project to just, appease Charles and I and the rest of the people who ever want that.
You guys could have made a Metal Gear Solid collection like y'all did for PS3. Oh my god, that would have been about 7 copies. Like, it would have been nuts.
Literally. You could have literally done that. This is the thing that gets me. I saw what y'all were trying to do from beforehand. Last of Us remake, you're trying to stick the tip in. You were like, all right, let's see if they'll notice. See if they'll notice. They don't notice. They're fine with it. Some people protesting, some people not. Okay, whatever. You're trying to fully fuck us on this at this point, bro. Let's keep it a buck, bro. That's some bullshit. That's bullshit. That's so terrible. It's such a stupid 2017, bro. 2017. It's so young. It is literally so young, bro. Y'all are piffing. You're actually on dust. Y'all smoking dust. There's no way you guys think that this is worth a remaster or remake right now. And literally give it 3-4 years, bro. 3-4 years is not that long to wait. It's not that long. I promise you, dog. 100% this is what it is. We talked about this beforehand. We already know. We already see the pattern. By the time they get ready for this remaster, it'll be within a year or 6 months of this Horizon Zero Dawn show that they're producing on TV. And when the game drops, it'll either be the show first, and after like 6 months, it'll be that, or it'll be the game first, and after 6 months to a year, it'll be the show. 100%. They're gonna do the same marketing tactic for every major franchise they had that's in a TV thing right now. I'm telling you, bro. And watch. I'm telling you, bro. It's like clockwork. It's like clockwork. Just because a show's coming out doesn't mean you have to remaster the same game that was there from less than a decade ago, bro. Less than a decade ago. Y'all are piffing, bro. I'm gonna do something about this, bro. When I'm making my content switch right now for people who need to know my personal life. You know what I'm saying? My content personal life. I'm making a switch. This is going to be a topic I will talk about. I will talk about this bullshit. Oh my goodness. We need to really provide some real, like, Britannica level definition on what's a remaster, what's a remake, and what don't need to be touched, because it's already too damn young, bro. Too damn young, bro. Damn.
This is insane, because it's like they're gonna count, like, I feel like they count this as like something to show off. You know, like when we have like a PlayStation State of Play or whatever, they're gonna like spend.
They're gonna really. It's gonna be a 20-minute direct. It's gonna be a 20-minute, PlayStation State of Play, and in 6 minutes it's gonna be that.
and then we're gonna be sitting there like, yo, bro, we already beat this game, and that's what's kind of annoying, and that's why like I hate I hate being like I want Activision to get acquired, but like you guys are literally remaking games we
Y'all are
have.
pushing it. Y'all are pushing it.
Y'all are literally pushing it. Like you guys are tripping. You guys are not. This is not innovative. This is like This is why we say we want competition, because you're doing remakes of games that came out five years ago.
The
Like I
most
was in college when this
bullshit.
game came out. Like, and it's not that old. It's really not. And you know what's crazy? I'm playing it right now it's on my PS5. Number one is on my PS5. I can play it right now. You know what I can't play? Infamous 1. That's what I can't play. I can't play. There's a bunch of games I literally cannot play. Why don't we focus on the important things here? You know? Why don't we fucking you could have did some obscure PS3 game and I would have been way more hyped. What was that one game, Starhawk? The one where you could build
Yes.
shit and like
I think it was Starhawk.
where's that? Where is that game? That game was gas. Give me another Starhawk or whatever. Give me Killzone. Give me some. Give me that cake princess game. Give me that shit. Give me whatever. I want something more than whatever the fuck.
Give me an update on Little Devil Inside PlayStation. I know you got your hands on it now. I know you got your hands on it now. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Listen, bro, that wasn't even an old game, bro. That's one that needs to be made. Listen, you got a list of priorities, PlayStation. And because certain things don't have a damn TV show attached to them, you're automatically pushing that and you're dropping it like Andy found a new toy in Toy Story, bruh. What's wrong with y'all?
Yeah.
Smoking PCP. That's all I have to say. Oh my gosh, man. All right, though. That's all the notes we have on the show for this week, bro. PlayStation bugging. But we appreciate all y'all, man. Thank you so much, man. But was there anything that we missed from this week, dog? Any stories that we might have not covered?
Not one that I can think of outside of people saying Gotham Knights is a little bit interesting, but like that's not really a story. Like
Yeah,
we'll see when the game comes out.
Yeah, now I'm like, okay, now I was like 95% locked in. I gotta go buy the game, go see what's really going on. Now I'm 100%. I'll buy it this month. But yeah,
I literally talked to Panda about it, and I asked her like, "Are you gonna get Gotham Knights?" And I was like, she was like, "Is that the Batman game?" I was like, "Yeah, it's co-op." She was like, "Maybe." So if she gets it, then I'll definitely get it because I'm interested.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I might actually hit up King and stuff like that. But I say I told him a minute ago. It was like if I get it, I'll probably roll with him or something like that. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Only thing that kind of came off the top of my head that I did include on the show notes was it was like Invincible's 20th anniversary, and they were like, oh yeah, we're expanding a bunch of stuff, we're doing all these different things. He was like, oh yeah, possibly even video games. So an Invincible video game could be coming. I'm like, if done correctly, that could be fire. That could be fire. Yeah,
I already get my ass beat as it is though. Like I don't know if I want.
Your whole purpose is getting your ass. The like, skill gap's like already hard. Dead ass.
It'll be like Elden Ring, but you have like infinite health. Like
you can just fly. You see the recharge thing. You see the health regen every time. Battle Beast putting you in a pack. Oh, jeez, bruh. That's a lot. But yeah, that's all I got for the show today, man. Thank you all so much for tuning in, listening. I have got you know what I'm saying, nothing else in my head right now. Any closing notes, Wen? Any closing notes?
The next few weeks will be a little bit weird for us content wise because not just specifically like for YouTube content, but like scheduling is going to be a bit different. So like expect maybe another Wednesday podcast before we're back on a regular schedule. For me, content wise, like outside of the podcast, don't expect shit from me for a little bit. Work's been killing me, but I definitely plan on getting a stream in soon. But there's a lot going on. But I promise you, once November hits, boy, y'all gonna be like, damn, this is too much content.
I hear it. My closing message first and foremost is I took the walk. to Poland. That song came out on stream and I can't stop listening to it. Oh my goodness, when you were on to something. Anyways, definitely please take your walks to Poland. Please take your walks to Poland. I highly recommend it. But anyways, yeah, 100%. The scheduling will be weird over the next couple of weeks because of, again, just personal stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mind y'all business, but no cooldown. We'll still keep rolling as best we possibly can. Expect to see us around midweek next Wednesday. And then, again, we'll try and keep on the schedule as best we can and somehow correct it over the next probably 2 or 3 weeks. So expect that. Make sure you guys rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Again, just search up No Cooldown and rate us there. Tell your mama to rate us, tell your auntie to rate us, tell your uncle to rate us, tell everybody to rate us. You know what I'm saying? Rate us 5 stars. Check us out on Twitter at No Cooldown Pod for all the video versions. Be sure to check out Wotaku channel on YouTube. That's WOTAKU channel on YouTube for all of my stuff. Be sure to check out ThatManTripp on all platforms. Yeah, man, we doing this thing, man. Check out at All for Growth as well. Got some stuff coming in the pipeline, man. I know I've been pretty quiet on streaming stuff for the last like month. Ew, that's weird. I've been going like a month. That's fucking wild. You know, the crazy thing is, I can drop it here because you know what I'm saying. If you in here listening to this right now, you ahead of the curve. But I bought Elden Ring and I'm going to play it soon. I bought it on my PlayStation. I might just stream it. I know. I'm gonna try and at least beat it. I'm gonna try and get through as much as I possibly can until God of War comes out. Or yeah, and that and I'll teeter tot of Gotham Knights, but I bought it before I left for my little mini vacation last week, and I'm gonna try and do as much as I possibly can until that time hits. So we're gonna be in for a time, baby. We're gonna be in for an absolute time. I'll probably just do some stuff on stream and stuff. And as for YouTube content, I'm reworking that along with some other stuff. So please be on the lookout for the stuff that I drop. That's gonna be something. Yeah, man. Without further ado, this has been episode 42. We appreciate y'all, but you know what I'm saying? No Cooldown is gone.